Good day to you all. You are welcome to BRAINIACS recorded class. And the question I will have here is: the distance s in meters moved by a body after t seconds is given by s of t equals to t cubed minus 3t. Find velocity, then acceleration after 6 seconds. Then we have the third question: after what time is the body at rest? So now the first thing we have to obtain the velocity. Here we have the distance s of t equals to that one. So now let's go straight to the solution. So here we have s of t is equals to t cubed minus 3t. So now to obtain the velocity after 6 seconds. So we're going to differentiate this s of t with respect to t. So we'll differentiate this one once with respect to t. So here we have the s of t dt equals to. So now the first time, we need to differentiate this one the first time, just only once with respect to t. So now differentiating t raised by 3, that will give us 3t squared with respect to t, that will give us 3t squared, minus differentiating 3t, that will give us 3. So now by the time we differentiate this t cube, that will give us 3t squared. Here we have minus 3t. Differentiating minus 3t with respect to t, that will give us minus 3. So now the velocity after 6 seconds. So the velocity, so we have to obtain the velocity after 6 seconds. So here the time given here, so the time that simply means at t equals to 6. So we have to obtain the velocity at t equals to 6. So after 6 seconds, here we have the s of t dt. So setting the value of t to be 6 equals to, here we have 3 into 6 raised to the power of 2 minus 3. So now we have to obtain the velocity after 6 seconds. So now this 6 seconds, that's the time. So now after differentiating once with respect to t, we obtain the velocity. Now to know the velocity after 6 seconds, so wherever we see t, after differentiating once with respect to t, we only substitute, we just substitute the value of t to be 6. So here we have 3 in bracket 6 raised to the power of 2 is same thing as 6 times 6. So here we have 6 times 6 minus 3. So this 3 is outside there. Here we have 3 in bracket 6 times 6, that will give us 36 minus 3. So now here we have 3 times 36, that will give us 108 minus 3, that will give us 105. So that's meter per seconds. So now that is the velocity. So the velocity v after 6 seconds. So the velocity v after 6 seconds. So that's 105 meter per seconds. So now let's go to the second question. And the second question that we have there is, we have to obtain the acceleration after 6 seconds. So don't forget that s of t is equals to, that's t cubed minus 3t, and the velocity, that is the s dt, is equals to 3t squared minus 3. Now to obtain the acceleration, we differentiate twice with respect to t. So the value of s of t that is given, we differentiate it twice with respect to t to obtain the acceleration. So now differentiating only once will give us the velocity. Now we can differentiate the velocity the second time to obtain the acceleration. So here we have the v over the t, same thing as the square s of t over the t square. So it's either we write it like this or like this. Since we already know the acceleration, we can differentiate the acceleration only once with respect to t. So since the value of acceleration is equal to 3t squared minus 3, so we can differentiate it the second time. We can differentiate the velocity to obtain the acceleration. So here we have acceleration is equals to the v dt equals to the square s over the t squared is equals to. So now differentiating what we have here with respect to t, that will give us 6t minus 0. The value of this one will be 0. So now differentiating 3t squared, that will give us 6t. Differentiating minus 3, that's a constant. So this 3 is a constant, that will give us 0. So this one will give us 6t. So now to obtain the acceleration after 6 seconds, so at time t equals to 6. So from what we have there, we'll just go straight to this particular place. Instead of writing 60, we'll just substitute the value of t to be 6. So 6 times 6, that will give us 36. So that's meter per second square. So that is the acceleration. So 36 meter per second square. Now going to the last question. After what time is the body at rest? So the question says, after what time is the body at rest? So that's the third question. So now from what we have here, we have s of t to the third question. S of t equals to t cube minus 3t. So now to obtain the last one, so we'll differentiate this one once with respect to t, then we equate it to be 0. So here we have ds of t over the t equals to 3t squared minus 3. Then we equate this one to be 0. So from what we have here, we are going to have 3t squared equals to 3. So here we are going to have the value of t squared is equals to 3 over 3. So here we have t squared is equals to 3 will cancel 3, so that's 1. So the value of t is equals to square root of 1, which is 1. So that's after 1 seconds. So that is the answer to the third question. Kindly like this video, comment and follow for more. Thank you.